How can creators like us, who are new to building online businesses, who have high value skill sets, how do we scale our monthly recurring revenue, or MRR, to get us the freedom we desire? That is the question, and this newsletter will give you the answers. Be sure to subscribe if these are the types of answers you seek. My name is Boise Gordon, and welcome to episode 21 of Boise Talks Business. Episode 21. Why wait months to get authority when you can have it today? A conversation on authority and how to leverage yourself efficiently. Welcome. Just a quick announcement, for those that might have missed it, I do plan to switch this newsletter podcast to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to give you guys some more time to absorb the content. I feel like 20 episodes is enough of a bank to start doing that and still have, maybe people who want to see daily content have daily content. So we'll be, posting Friday next, and then obviously Monday, then Wednesday, then Friday. So we'll just keep going like that until further notice. So welcome to episode 21. In the last episode, I discussed how to approach sales if you don't like sales or selling. My sales philosophy is turn regular salespeople into six-figure salesmen within 90 days. And the basis of my philosophy is just conversation. Knowing how to have a conversation through content, knowing how to have a conversation through just one-on-one interactions on sales calls, on sales meetings, and then, I talk a little bit about the process of the transition between the parts of a conversation, going from stranger to a buyer. It takes a little bit of work, but, with that process, it takes a lot of the bad things that people think about when they think sales out of the process. And today I want to talk about online authority. It's probably the most sought after thing outside of clients for internet businesses, right? So the first thing many creators, myself included, try to do is grow their authority. But honestly, most of us don't know what that means. Plenty of us, I've look at the stats and say like, oh, I need 1,000 followers. Many of us look at our engagement and say, oh, I need 1,000 people viewing my work, or 100 people liking my stuff. But what is authority really? Right. Well, authority is actually a simple concept to understand, especially after chasing it for so long. I finally get what it is. Authority is believability. Authority is trust. At the base level, it's just trust. It answers the question of, is it true what this person is saying? Your audience is going to question and verify and look and seek to make sure that what you're saying isn't a lie. They might fact check it against someone else's content. They may look at your profile to see, what other stuff you've talked about or what you've accomplished. But all in all, they're trying to figure out if they should take your advice or find someone else to get advice from. Think of authority as the percentage of people who view your work and consider it valid. So if you want authority, your audience has to trust you. And there are several ways to build authority. For the purpose of this article, and just to keep it brief, there are only 3 types of authority, in my opinion, especially for social media purposes. And here are the 3 types. So we got life authority, right? Which is the strongest but most neglected form of authority, which is weird to me because it's literally something everyone probably has. There's niche authority, right? Easiest to get, but most people don't. It's often neglected again. And I'll kind of go over why in a second. And then follower authority, which is the weakest, but most people want to get that first. It's like, I'm going to just grow to 1,000 followers and then I'll finally have all my customers. These 3 forms of authority are listed in order of importance, life authority being most important, and chronologically, life authority being the first thing you get before you enter the social media space, because you lived a life before this and you'll live a life after, right? So I want to talk about life authority first. I've started 2 companies from scratch and I'm only 27. I scaled my first company to 2.5 million in annual revenue before dissolving it. I was fired from my first ever job and was making 6 figures within the next year. I run an online business consultancy that helps others grow their businesses. These are a few of my greatest accolades, each one carrying an abundance of lessons and truth, aka authority. Stories and content based on real life experiences carry the most authority. Why? Because they can be checked against facts. They've stood the test of time. They're legit things that you did already. This should be the starting point for any professional with a high value skill looking to build authority, especially online. I honestly have no clue why it's often neglected. It could be pride, could be imposter syndrome. I know for me, imposter syndrome was a big factor in why I didn't want to talk about my past, because I felt like if it wasn't a perfect journey, then it wasn't, something worth talking about. I made my mistakes. I've had my failures, ups, downs, a lot of downs, and downs aren't sexy. It's hard to market your downs, but I've learned, about, I think 2 articles or 2 newsletters ago, 2 podcasts ago, 2 episodes ago, whatever you use to absorb this content. I talked about vulnerability. So if you are having trouble, articulating your downs in a way that, highlights your ups, definitely check that one out. I think it was episode 19. Or it could be lack of awareness, just not knowing that life authority is important, or that they even have life authority. Some people don't consider their life as a starting point for building authority, so they feel like they have to start from scratch, or maybe like what they've gone through has nothing to do with what they're trying to do, and so they don't really blend the stories together. Even though there's an underlying philosophy behind every story, they don't look for it, and then they don't adapt it to what they're trying to do. Regardless, it is the strongest authority. It should be used on a regular basis. It should be the one that people go to the most in their content, in their, speeches, in their talks. It's a selling point because you've done it before. A lot of people don't have the same experiences as you, the same lens as you, the same know-how as you. So leveraging that stuff first is always going to be the most authoritative. And the next one I want to talk about, niche authority. What is the name of my podcast? Okay. Now that you know the name of my podcast, do you know what my content is about? Right? I state it every episode. It's the first thing I say. How can creators like us, like it's legit. That's what my content is about, right? And do you feel like I am talking to you? Like, does it feel personal? When I say a criticism, do you feel attacked? When I say a praise, do you feel praised? Like, okay, that is niche authority. Like, knowing who I'm trying to target, knowing who I am trying to talk to, knowing what to say, what my audience cares about, that is niche authority. It's as simple as finding a corner of a conversation that's already happening and providing value. People have been talking business for years. There's thousands, trillions of books. Well, maybe not trillions, I'm exaggerating, but there's a bunch of books about business, right? There's a bunch of newsletters about business. There's a bunch of Twitter pages about business. Every social media has business as a category, right? But I'm targeting content businesses, people who want to land clients through their content. That's a different niche. It's not something that has been normalized yet. So that's what I'm talking to. All right. And this one is a great starting point for people without any life authority, right? All it would take for me to, if I didn't have the business stuff behind me and backing me, all it would have taken is for me to learn how to content market, learn how to gain business through content from somewhere else, and then pretty much reciprocate that process in my own way. Putting it through my perspective lens and putting out there as content. So write about one thing for one person as long as possible. That's why ICPs are important. I also have a newsletter on that. I don't really know which episode though. I should start remembering these, like just memorizing what episodes, so I can just say, hey, go to episode 6. The only requirement for this, if you don't have the life authority, is continuous education in whatever niche you choose. And honestly, you should be continuously educating yourself anyway. But especially if you don't have the life experience to back yourself in a niche, definitely having the knowledge and know-how to solve multiple different problems within that niche, like that's going to do wonders for your authority. And eventually, as you build within that niche, as you become the go-to person for that specific topic or that specific thing, your life authority will catch up because you will have done something in life to back your niche. You built your niche from scratch when you had nothing. That's a bunch of authority, because a lot of people don't have anything. That's an experience that a lot of people might relate to and want to receive help with, right? And I think this one goes under the radar, as most people talk too much about multiple things to be able to quickly build their authority. Once again, like, to become an expert at something, you have to be the best at it. And to be the best, the fastest, you have to do it more than everyone else. So if you have 8 different niche topics that you discuss, and your audience is combined of multiple different things, then you're slowly building in each section. I'm only talking about business. Like, everything I put out as far as content is about business. Content creation, content marketing, leveraging authority, life experiences, everything. So from doing that, I'm going to gain followers and attention and credibility and authority within that one section of the internet, rather than the 8 sections I could talk about or would love to talk about. I'm a certified life coach. I don't talk about life coaching or life. I don't publish platitudes anymore. So those followers aren't going to be, my followers. They might be someone else's. But everyone who follows me is going to, want to hear more about what I have to say. And that alone is going to make sure that the messages I put out going forward are going to, be aligned with my niche. It's going to give me niche authority, right? If speed is the desired result, just stick to one thing for a really long time. Passion helps. If you love what you do, it doesn't feel like a long time anyway. And the last but least, right? Follower authority. I have 1,660 followers on Instagram. I have 775 followers. I lied. I think it's 790. 790. We'll just say 790. I have 790 followers on Medium. I have 175 followers on X. Guess which one earns me the most money and has booked the most client meetings, prospect meetings? Okay, here are my earnings. Instagram, been on it for 2 years, made $0. I tried selling my photography, and no one, not a single soul, bought any of what I had. Medium, been on it since November, haven't really posted anything recently, but that's 5 months. I'm currently sitting at $492.37 made from the platform. 79% of it is from publishing rigorously every day. 40 hours a week plus working on writing. And I made $500. Sheesh. X, been on it 2 months, and I made $500 to $1,500. This is from the deal that I made with my first client, 50% result based. So it's 500 up front, and then the rest is coming on the back end of whatever results we can get together. And these are my earnings. You would never guess my follower count on X is as low as it is. I've had conversations with people, and they thought I had like 1,000 followers because they don't really look at my follower count. They look at my content. They've literally been like, wait, how many followers do you have? Oh, wow. Dude, I thought you had way more than that. Point is, followers don't make authority. Like, they don't do anything. I mean, I don't want to say they don't do anything. It still matters as far as distribution, getting your voice out there, like spreading the message faster. But it is not the key to winning money. Because if it was, I'd be killing it on Instagram. I have 1,600 plus followers. Right? Going on year 2. I should say, going on year 2, like, well, I'll say that 1.5 years I've been on it, whatever. But I closed my high ticket deal on X using the first 2 types of authority: life authority, niche authority. You don't need followers. You need to leverage your niches and experiences to win business. It only took me 49 days to land a client on X, and it's all because of my authority. And ever since landing that client, things have gotten easier in terms of booking meetings, getting people interested. I've already had 2 people say like, oh, like when I have it or have the extra finances or the ability to invest, I'm signing up for sure. Already had 2. Now, you know, obviously, like some people are lying, but the conversations were so genuine. I don't think that anybody would have a reason to lie about it. You know what I mean? So, if you need help implementing this strategy and building your authority and would like to start landing clients immediately, I have 2 slots available for April up for grabs. 2 out of 4 slots left. Just reply scale to this if you're interested for those on Substack or receiving the newsletter. And if you are one that isn't on Substack or a part of my newsletter, email waitlist@boiseGordon.com. We can have a quick conversation, make sure you're a good fit, and then we can talk about next steps. All right, guys. Well, that was it. Like I said, I try to keep these under 15 minutes. I am so sorry that this one's longer, but I felt like this was a necessary point that many people don't really know about. Authority isn't something that you have to wait months to get. You can do it today. And if you enjoyed this, again, be sure to subscribe so you can get more of the content. I will be releasing these Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we'll keep it moving. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.